It's been ages since I've reviewed any earphones in this price segment, but I said, hey, it's been a while, so let me just check out what's going on over here. Now, one thing I will say is that on first impressions, when I did hear the GoBoult Tenets, it did leave me a little impressed. It seemed like they were looking for a little more clarity, a little more detail compared to what their tunings used to be earlier. But after I spent some time, my opinion of it changed completely. But anyway, before I get into the sound, let's quickly jump into the unboxing and how this is built. The GoBoult Tenet comes with its standard unboxing, like even the previous generation of Bolt earphones used to come with. It comes with a slide out box, and you do see all the printouts of all the details and everything on the box, and inside it you will get a little section that has the literature as well as a charging cable and the small and large ear tips with mediums already on the earphones. And then when you reach for the case and pull it out, you will notice that it is definitely a very premium looking case. I've not really seen anything that looks this nice at this price range before. Now, very surprisingly, which is a nice welcome, is that it has a nice matte finish all around. So it is a little bit grippy. Thankfully, it doesn't have a glossy case, which is always nice to see. This kind of finish always does look much nicer. But I do like the overall finish of, the paint and the designs on this. These are little sort of raised off from the surface of the normal case, which is quite nice. And even at the bottom, you see these little, what looks like Allen keys, but they're not really. And then you see this slightly offset front-faced USB-C charging port, which is cool. There is a little LED light here up in front, which does light up, I think, only when you take the earphones out. And then at the back, it does have this orange accent with minimal design max performance written on it, which is quite interesting. And then when you pop it open, you will see the earphones, of course. Now, it's nice that it's got this bright orange sort of color on the inside. It continues on from the rear section of where the hinge is, which is a nice touch. And then these earphones will not look for your phone until and unless you pull it out of the case itself. So only after you take these out will you realize that they start looking for a device. Flipping the lid will not do that. But what is nice is that the case is sort of spring loaded, so that is also a nice touch. And I think this upper section here in the case, it would have made sense to throw in a little reflective section because there is enough space to have a sort of mirror like finish on the inside. And I think a lot of people could have used it to, just touch themselves up before a meeting or whatever else. Coming on to the earphones, well, this does also have a matte finish all around it on the outside as well as the inside where it sits in the ear, which is again tastefully done. It does have this GoBoult branding, which also does have a raised section over here. It does have touch controls over here where the lights are flashing. This panel here is a touch sensitive area, which you can use for play, pausing and so on. And of course, these little flashing lights are like notification lights. And then the ear tips are, they're all right. They're not the most comfortable ones I've used, but it's comfortable enough. At this price point, it's difficult to complain too much. But one thing I will say is that this housing is way too large. It's definitely too thick. It's too sort of large to fit in most ears. At least in my case, my left ear is smaller than my right ear. So this larger housing is usually done because the housing, or should I say the driver is significantly larger than other earphones. So these come with 13mm dynamic drivers, which is a little too large. You don't need something that large to have good sound, but this is way too large, and if you have smaller ears, you're definitely going to have discomfort which will lead to pain, like I have experienced with my left ear. This does come with Bluetooth version 5.4 and it does have multi-point connectivity. I think this is a pretty cool feature to have, especially in today's day and age. Even though it's entry level, it's pretty amazing that it comes with this, because you do want to be connected to your laptop and your phone or your tablet and your phone or whatever else. So it's very convenient that it has that. Now it also does have a Bolt amp app support. Now I'm not for this because for one, it doesn't give you clean and free access to the app. You have to sort of log into it. You have to either give your cell phone number or your email address. I don't think that's really necessary. There are a lot of brands that you buy into and you get immediate access to a lot of these softwares. Now, there's no need for a brand like Bolt to be data farming. There is really no need for it. You can just buy into it and they can give you access to the app. But anyway, it is what it is. But I did sign in so that I could show you guys what happens in the app. So anyway, I'll throw up a screen recording here so you can see. Now over here, you will get the photo of the earphones and the case and the battery levels of the left and right channels. Now I do wish that the color on the app was matched to the earphones that I have, but it's not. And then you can go into the equalizer option. Now here you do get a 10-band EQ with a plus minus 8 dB gain you can play around with. But if you don't want to do that and it's too complicated for you, you do get these knobs you can play around with for volume. for one, and bass you can do plus minus 12, and treble as well you can do plus minus 12. And you do also get these different presets up top here that you can sort of select and choose what kind of sound you want, which is pretty cool to have. And then when you go on to the key option here, you do have the different settings you can choose. You do have the volume up and down options, which is always cool with any set of earphones. I've always found this to be a necessity more than anything else. So it's nice that they have this. And yeah, these are basically all the touch controls you can customize with single, double, long tap or 3-tap settings, which is quite neat. And then, of course, you can go into your settings, change the name of these earphones. If you want to go into the gaming mode, this is where you do it. You go into the gaming mode, and I think this has a 50 millisecond response time around thereabouts, which is not bad at all for gaming. And then you have this section called Tools, which is a quick, clean, and daily humidifier, which I honestly think is just a gimmick. Basically, what it does is it cranks the volume all the way up to 100%, and it plays these different tones for quick clean and daily humidifier. It's just cranking the driver to push out more air. It's not something that will really clean it or dehumidify your earphones. And another thing that bugs me about this is that when you're done with it, the volume stays at 100%. So if you go back to your music and play, you're most likely going to just blow your eardrums off. So this is not very safe to use. I'd say be very sort of particular about making sure the volume is low before you start playing these, because you have to protect your hearing. And then, of course, you've got your settings and all you can look at. And then you can also click on this 3-point section here, which is just to add another Bolt device or whatever else. But that's about it. That's about it for the app. That's just as much as you can do when it comes to the Bolt Amp app. Now, Bolt does claim that this has environmental noise cancelling with 4 microphones. So this does not have ANC, it doesn't have active noise cancelling, but it does have environmental noise cancelling, which is used for your phone calls. So if you are somebody who is looking for something with ANC, this doesn't have it. But I will say that it does have a good seal once you get the correct ear tip on. And being as large as it is, it does sort of squeeze itself into close your ear. So, I mean, you don't really need ANC if the seal is really that good, but it's something to keep in mind. But if you do want to know how this will perform for phone calls and how your voice will carry over to your recipient in a very busy setting, here's a quick demo to show you how it will perform. So I'm calling from the busy street that I do all my call tests from, just to give you a sense of how much noise these earphones are going to be battling. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of 2-wheelers, 3-wheelers, 4-wheelers, trucks with pressure horns, and even some construction work going on behind me at the same time. So these earphones have a lot to contend with. Now, they do claim they have 4 microphones to handle the ENC. So I have kept the audio on the camera microphone all this time, give you the sense of the environment around me, and I'll switch over to the Tenet's microphone right about now. So this is the overall vocal tonality you can expect in a very busy setting. No doubt this will do a bit better, I think, in controlled environments if you're in office or at home. But if you're out traveling, if you are, say, in a bus or if you're on a busy street, this is what it's going to be dealing with. So this should give you a sense of what to expect your voice to carry over to your recipients as. So I do hope that this call demo has given you a better understanding for these earphones. And of course, I will see you in the chapter about sound. This comes with 13mm dynamic drivers, supports the SBC and AAC codecs, and I think it's safe to say that this supports 20 Hz all the way up to 20,000 Hz. Now, Bolt has not put anything online stating exactly what their frequency response is, but it should be around that much. Now, when it comes to the volume of this is definitely tuned to be very loud. Now, a lot of budget earphones do exactly this. At lower volumes, they're a little too loud. So, I mean, I've been playing this back at like 20%, 25%, and I think it's just a little too loud at that volume, because a lot of people will want to crank it even further. This is not safe for your ears. If you do want to preserve your hearing, I would not recommend listening to this above 25, even 30% volume over prolonged periods of time, if you intend on preserving your hearing. In terms of soundstage and imaging, I don't think this should be discussed over here, because this is a very budget set of earphones. If you're looking for audiophile levels of clarity with imaging and soundstage, something in a similar budget or something a little more expensive, I think with the USB-C variant with cables will cost maybe a little more, 200 or 300 rupees more, and will give you significantly better sound in terms of imaging and soundstage. When it comes to its highs, mids and lows, it's basically all bass with recessed mids and higher frequencies. The most prominent thing about these earphones are the bass. It's almost like if you've ever heard a music system, or should I say a surround music system, or a system with a subwoofer cranked all the way and all the other speakers are lower with volume. So this is just emphasized in the low frequencies and how. And the higher in volume you go, the more prominent the bass becomes and the more it leans towards being distorted. So this is definitely not for you if you're somebody who's looking for the finer details or the finer elements in your music. This is not for the person who wants to listen to that guitar solo that they've never heard in the background of a sound. This is not for the person who wants to sit down and relax with, intricate details in music playing to them. This is more for the casual listener. This is for the person who wants to, just hear media or watch their content on their way while they're traveling, or, have that extra emphasis in the lower frequencies in the bass that's exaggerated to, the highest level possible. Now, the thing is, even when you go and play around with the EQ manually to customize it, there's only so much you can do to cull how this driver can perform. I don't think it's the best driver out there. A lot of brands do go for a large driver, an affordable driver, because it's easy to push out more bass, and this sounds much like that. The minute you even start playing with the different EQ modes, the presets, it tends to boost a lot of frequencies that only leans this driver more towards distortion. So again, it's I think everything in this price range is trying a lot with design and looks and features, and they're not focusing on sound, which I think is rather sad, because at the end of the day, that's what you're doing. You're listening to it more than you're doing anything else. You're not looking at it, you're not using the features as much. They're in your ears, you're listening to music, or you're watching content. So I strongly feel these things need to sound a lot better than they do. So again, this is not for the person who's looking for finer details in your music. But if you are that person who's looking for, just something that they can hear, where you just want to consume casual media, you're not looking for intricate details in your music or movies or gaming, I think this is all right. It's fine, it's exciting, it's fun, but I will strongly recommend listening to this at softer volumes if you don't want to preserve your hearing, of course. So anyway, moving on to the price. If you do want to buy these are available well, they were very recently launched, and you can buy these now. Keep in mind, it comes in different colors, which is quite cool. But this apparently did have or does have an MRP of 5,499, which I think is just up priced, but it's being sold for 1,499. Again, if you do want to buy this, the links are down below. But again, if you are somebody who's interested in getting into the audiophile hobby, or you want to hear something with so much more detail and clarity, I'm not talking about just a heaviness in bass, because that's what will happen. If you have something that's too heavy in the bass, it's going to rob you of all the clarity and detail in the mids and highs. If you can spend a little bit more and experiment with the audiophile hobby, there's some terrific stuff out there which you should definitely try. And of course, if you do want to see how this performs on a phone call front, head on over to the call chapter. That demo should give you a good idea of whether or not this is for you. So anyway, I do hope that this review has given you a better understanding for these earphones. And of course, if you do want to support the channel, I'm sure you know exactly how to. But of course, thank you for tuning in for some sound advice.